The material itself it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Glass is the boss though. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it, how good you are at it. You're just trying to direct it and guide it. But it has the final say on how it wants to reveal itself. It's high stakes. There's some high stakes to glass. Hi, I'm Sarah Mulligan, a glass artist living here in Victoria, BC. My first thoughts about what I want to do for a living was what I didn't want to do. My mom would come home from wearing heels, and I remember saying to the guidance counselor, I just want to wear comfortable shoes. And I went to the open house at Sheridan College, and I got to the interior design department, and everyone was wearing heels. And I was like, oh no, I don't think this is me. And then I was walking around campus, and I kind of got turned around, and I heard rock and roll music blasting. I followed the music, and there was the glass studio, and it's like kind of the portal window, and here I am peering through this window, and everyone's in blue jeans and sneakers, and that was that. Glass blowing does take focus. You're in an environment that is dangerous, and it's hot, and it's exhausting. The furnace is where the molten glass lives in a giant crucible, and then the glory hole is the heated drum where we go and reheat the glass. The hot shop tools we use, the main one is, of course, your blowpipe, which is a metal pipe that's hollow and that glass is gathered on, and that way we can blow into the blowpipe and inflate the glass. We fold up newspapers, and then you soak it in water and then char it with some glass, and it creates a carbon layer. And that carbon layer and keeping it wet allows us to shape and form the glass. And the water is a shield as well, so if I don't want my hand to burn, I'll actually dunk my hand in the water, and that is a little water barrier. There's an immediacy to glass. Timing in glass blowing is super important, and it's learning the timing of the glass when it's in its different temperatures. The nature bowl is one of my favorite things to make. It's really fun because even in the hot shop, I have to blow a nice big ball, but I have to then heat the nose of that ball hotter than the walls. I only get one chance, and I suck the air back, and it'll collapse into a hollow-walled bowl. And then that particular piece, it just is cracked off on the blowpipe. I incorporate ashes into glass. The cremation ashes, I need just a really small amount, and it turns a really nice bright white in the glass. Being able to hold a piece of your loved one in your hand is a really wonderful thing. There's an intimacy it's really nice to be part of that journey. It's my book of inspiration, things that tickle my fancy, kind of working things out before I commit to the project. Lived in Owensound for 8 years of my life, and the Tom Thompson Gallery is there. So it's probably the first artist that I knew about as a kid. So it's kind of the whole Jack Pine tree. So that's sort of a starting point of some of the series I was working on, this sort of lonesome pine idea. And those are, you can still see in my work today. Here's another series I've been working on for many years, is trying to create a horizon line. When glass comes off the blowpipe, it can just be a nice soft lip. In that cold process, I carve and polish and put a nice curve on that. So it just kind of elevates the piece. The greater appreciation for all things handmade inspires, but also then fuels the need to create. Blowing glass is only part of the magic of glass. The cold shop is a very necessary part of finishing. So what happens in the hot shop is then finished in a cold shop. So when those bowls come off, they're very sharp and gnarly on the bottom, and they have to be ground and polished. Then the hole I have to often make larger, but I also have to take the really sharp razor edge out. There's so much we can do in post-production to make something super simple into something very elegant. Setting up with the Lunera, first I kind of do a batch where I peel the skins off. I could definitely have to take that little seed off. There's this real sort of gentle handling of the material in order to create these bowls. My experience of being a glass artist as a woman has been super positive. Even before I became a glass blower, there was sort of a mentor to me, and It was cool to see a single mom, independent woman, business owner doing it, because there weren't a lot of those women in my world at that age. So she was definitely an inspiration to me. The items that I create and put out in the world, I want to be proud of, and I want them to have a little bit of me in them. Someone might see my nature bowl and you're like, how is that made? I think it's important to kind of create those items that capture an imagination, keeps you on your toes, for sure. The glass that I make, it's that functionality of people enjoying it, and it's part of their lives. We want things that are made with love and care and things made with intention. That's important for people to have those things in their lives.